What if pausing at 3 p.m. for mercy changed your story? It's 2:59 p.m. The coffee is cold, the email is hot, and your pulse is quietly campaigning for a promotion. Sunlight crosses the floor like a thin ribbon you keep stepping over. Then your phone chimes a small bell. 9th hour mercy. You stand. You take 2 steps toward the nearest window. Right hand over your heart, left palm open to the light. You whisper, "Mercy, Lord Jesus," and let the breath leave you longer than it enters. The room doesn't change, but the room inside you loosens by a notch. For many of us, this is exactly the hinge we have been missing in the middle of our days. Acts 3:1 pictures Peter and John going up to the temple at the hour of prayer. The 9th hour, about 3 p.m. Ordinary people, ordinary schedule, yet a man outside the gate meets mercy because someone kept a holy habit. Jesus, in Luke 18:13, points to a tax collector who will not lift his eyes but beats his chest and says, "God, be merciful to me." These scenes teach us that God delights to meet us not merely in sacred places but in set hours, especially when we acknowledge our need. Mid-afternoon, when our patience thins and our words sharpen, becomes a fitting doorway for mercy to enter. Here is the challenge: clear, simple, doable. For 14 consecutive days, exactly at 3 o'clock p.m. local time, stop for 2 minutes. Set a repeating alarm titled 9th Hour Mercy. When it rings, place your right hand over your heart and open your left palm toward a window or the sky. Whisper 3 times slowly, "Mercy, Lord Jesus." Take 6 unhurried exhales, longer out than in. Complete 1 tiny outward act. Either write a single line that begins, "Today mercy means," or send 1 sentence of mercy to someone, an encouragement, an apology, or a blessing. You will meet friction. Imagine the meeting that runs long. Your alarm buzzes at 3 o'clock while a slide deck refuses to end. Let the chime be your private cue. Without performance, relax your shoulders, press your hand lightly to your heart under the table, breathe once slowly, and pray inwardly. When the meeting ends, take the full 2 minutes as soon as you can and offer your 1-line mercy to someone present. Or picture traffic. You're in the pickup line, horns chirp, patience phrase. Keep your eyes open, soften your grip on the wheel, say the prayer out loud if you're alone, or quietly if little ears are listening. Choose a mercy maneuver. Let someone merge, withhold the mutter, arrive and greet with a gentler tone. Or think of the household scene. 3 p.m. collides with snacks, homework, and clattering dishes. Adapt the gesture where you stand. Hand over heart, palm open for 1 slow breath. A whisper your kids can imitate. We pause for mercy. Finish the full 2 minutes later, and make your line or your sentence when the moment opens. To prepare, make your tools small and ready. Write the prayer on an index card, "Mercy, Lord Jesus," and tape it near the window you often pass. Start a note in your phone titled 9th Hour, dated with day 1 through day 14, waiting for your 1-line completions. Build a mercy list of 5 names. A person you often misunderstand, a relative who stays on your nerves, a coworker you avoid, yourself on hard days, and 1 person you love but keep missing. Keep the list where your thumb can find it. Draft 2 or 3 short text templates so you can send mercy without fumbling. "Thinking of you at my 3 p.m. pause, grace and peace today," or "My tone was off earlier. I asked God for mercy at 3 p.m. I want to pass it on to you. Sorry." When the alarm sounds, stop what can safely pause. Touch your chest, open your palm, and whisper, "Mercy, Lord Jesus," 3 times in the slow cadence of calm water. Exhale 6 times, each breath a little longer out than in. If your outward act is a sentence, keep it simple and sincere, no lectures disguised as love. If it is a withheld reaction, note it later. "Today mercy meant I didn't send the sharp reply." If it is an encouragement, let it be specific. "That draft you shared helped me think more clearly." Tiny seeds, planted daily, make a quiet orchard. What if you slip? If you miss entirely, drop shame. Restart the 14-day count the next day. If you are late on a given day, do a make-up mercy. At the first possible moment, complete the 2 minutes and still write your 1 line or send your 1 sentence. The aim is not a perfect streak, but a cultivated pattern. For consistency, anchor the pause to a thing that already happens. The school bell, the kettle, the afternoon walk to the mailbox. Place a small object by your window, a small stone, a cross, a leaf as a visual cue that says, "This is where my day turns." Invite an accountability partner to ask once or twice over 2 weeks. Ninth hour? Over the 2 weeks, expect changes that are small and real. Inside, your reactivity may drop a notch. The email you would have launched at 3:02 lingers unsent until 3:12, reworded or replaced by a question. Your conscience feels cleaner by evening because you settled matters earlier. Your tone travels softer into dinner. Outside, you may see fewer escalations, faster repairs. The conversation you used to avoid becomes slightly easier because mercy weakened the story you tell about the other person. You can even track it. Tally how many mercy sentences you sent, how many unsent rants remained unsent, how many apologies left your lips the same day instead of next week. No fireworks, just a gentle reduction of friction, like oil on the hinges of a busy door. The ninth hour in Acts 3:1 is a simple line that opens a story. People keeping time with God encounter someone in need, and mercy moves. Luke 18:13 gives our core prayer and our gesture. The tax collector beats his chest and asks for mercy. Jesus says he went home justified. Psalm 103:8 names the God we're facing at 3 p.m. Merciful and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love. We are not manufacturing mercy. We are aligning with mercy himself. Even the window matters as a small icon in the ordinary. The frame where heaven as light touches a weekday room. Your open left hand can be the hinge small, almost hidden, yet bearing the weight of a door that swings a whole life toward kindness. You might ask about boundaries and safety. This practice does not replace professional care, medication, counseling, or wise conflict processes. Keep those in place. If you want to pair a light fast, do it moderately and with common sense, for 3 days within the 14. Step away from your 3 p.m. sugary snack or from social media for the 30 minutes around the hour. Always drink water. If you have health conditions or concerns, skip the fast altogether. Keep the gesture adjustable to your body stand, sit, or place your hand gently rather than pressing if needed. Constancy and humility matter more than extremes. If you notice pride creeping in, I keep my pause. Others don't, return to the core plea. Mercy, Lord Jesus. Mercy melts pride on contact. First, a tense work thread. You see a line that misreads your effort. You want to correct sharply. The alarm rings. You stand, breathe, pray, and write. Today mercy means. Ask for clarity. The thread cools. Second, a family flashpoint. At 2:58, a child spills juice. At 3 o'clock, the toddler chants for a snack. You pause in the kitchen, hand to heart, palm open, one slow exhale they can see. We pose for mercy. Then you kneel, wipe the spill, hand over a towel, and speak softer than you felt able 30 seconds earlier. Third, your own inner critic. At 3 o'clock it tells you you're behind, again. You send a sentence to your future self. At 5:30, take a 12-minute walk. We'll finish what we can. By day 5, your breath may remember before your mind does. By day 11, you may notice less need to have the last word. By day 14, you might reread your 9th hour. Note and see a thread. Small choices turning a larger story. Perhaps one person on your mercy list received a kind line 3 times. Perhaps one apology arrived hours earlier than it usually would. These are not small things dressed as big. They are significant things accomplished by small means. Keep the daily pause but compress it to 60 seconds or move to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday pattern at 3 p.m. Keep the mercy triad active. Ask mercy, receive mercy, give mercy. Plan one act of mercy for the coming week. A call, a gift, a task you can quietly remove from someone's plate. If you lead a team, invite willing coworkers to a shared 2-minute pause, no measuring, just availability to a better way. If you live with others, teach the sentence. At 3 p.m., we pause for mercy. A brief word on results. Mercy is not capitulation and pausing is not passivity. Sometimes it holds a boundary and refuses manipulation. By pausing, you choose your response instead of being driven by your reactivity. Mercy frees you to be clear without being cruel. It lets you apologize without erasing your perspective, and it lets you forgive without pretending something didn't hurt. Think of the 9th hour pause as a small room you step into, a room where you meet the God who is kind, gather your courage, and exit with a cleaner heart. At 3 p.m., you will notice the ordinary beauty of the window that's always been there. Daylight leans across your desk like a quiet friend. Right hand over heart, left hand open to the light. Mercy, Lord Jesus, again, and once more. You finish your one line, today mercy means. and you act on it in the smallest faithful way. A text, a softened tone, a withheld sharpness, a kindness no one praises. Over days, the hinge you installed at 3 p.m. will creak less and turn more easily. Your story will not flip genres overnight, but it will gain a new chapter heading in the margin. Mercy entered here. If this practice helped you, share one moment in the comments. Which day did you feel the first shift? Day 3, day 9? Who received your one sentence of mercy this week? And if you know a friend standing at a difficult doorway, invite them to join the next 14-day round. The God who is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love, Psalm 103-8, will meet you at the 9th hour,